Good morning, y'all. Happy Father's Day. Just out here enjoying some of our Father's good word and a nice cup of coffee. Enjoying the view. And I just got to thinking about just how incredible our Father actually is on this Father's Day. I heard a guy speaking recently, and I've heard God called in many times, Abba, Father. But it was really interesting. This gentleman just simply called him Dad. And when you kind of take that, personal name, to some it may be a different name, but it feels different. In Matthew, when Jesus is baptized, he says, "This is my beloved Son, to whom I am well pleased." Jesus is the beloved Son. As like the prodigal son, we were estranged for a long time, running away, chasing our own worldly pursuits. But Jesus truly gave us a way to come back to the Father, to turn around and come running back to the Father. And I say the Father as in our Father, just as the way that Jesus told us how to pray. He says to address him as Father, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And he even says when he's with his disciples, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And then he prays to God the Father, our Father. He says to let them be in me as you and I are in one another. As God and Jesus are one, let us be also one with them in Christ. So Jesus made that possible. Jesus made it possible to be adopted back into the kingdom. It talks about in 1 John, about how God lavishes his love on us that we might become children of God, adopted sons and daughters. I think sometimes that's hard for us to wrap our head around, that we, in all of our inadequacies and all of our shortcomings and everything that we perceive ourselves to be, that we are beloved sons and daughters to whom he is well pleased. That when we turn around and we face him and we start heading back towards the Father, before we even get there, before we even say a word, just like in the story of the prodigal son, he's ready and waiting with open arms, ready to slip the sandals on, the ring, and take the fattened calf, with a feast of thanksgiving and homecoming. And that's such a beautiful thing, that we have a dad that is so willing and ready to be there in everything that we do. He's given us all things, and he's just so faithful, and he's just so good. As we go about our day, think about how he's right there with you. We have the same spirit living inside of us as the spirit that raised Jesus from the dead. We are as he is, so are we in this world. He makes us right with God. He is our propitiation. And he gives us that right standing with God. So God sees us and loves us the way that we are. When we were faithless, he was faithful. And he wants to reward his sons and daughters. He wants to give them good gifts. Again, it says in, Matthew, how much more are you that are evil want to give good gifts to your sons? How much more your Father in heaven wants to give you good gifts? He wants good things for you. He is a good Father. Health and wealth and joy and peace, these are God's idea. These aren't our idea. That's the natural state that he created us to live in, a state of abundance and procreation, to be able to create and flourish, to be, to do, and to have. That's what he created for his children, and that's who he wants us to be. So today, just honor our Father who art in heaven. Happy Father's Day to To all the dads out there that know what a blessing it is to have children. You get to experience even just a speck of the absolute and immense and powerful love that the Lord has. That sacrificial, unconditional, embracing, intimate, glorious love that he brings to his children, to his family. Praise be to God for his indescribable gift. So today I just want to say thank you, Dad, for all the men and women out there. Bless them. Help them to return home to you and claim the inheritance that's been bought back, and to walk in victory